In the fading light of an Arizona sunset, when the wind carried the last lonely whistle across the empty plains, Rancher Cole Maddox stood at the edge of his porch, boots still dusty from the long ride back, staring toward the trail where the stagecoach should have appeared an hour ago, his heart drumming with the hope that tonight he would finally welcome the woman he had promised to marry, a woman he had known only through letters sealed with delicate handwriting and worn edges, letters filled with kind words, dreams of a quiet home, and the promise of a future shaped out of trust. Yet as the orange sky dimmed into purple and the moon slowly crept upward, it wasn't the rattle of wheels he heard, but the soft, uneven footsteps of someone struggling across the dirt. And when he lifted his eyes, he froze, breath caught in his throat, because coming toward him wasn't a stagecoach bride, it was an Apache woman, wrapped in a faded blanket, trembling with exhaustion, beauty carved from courage, eyes deep as canyon shadows, and before he could say a word, her knees buckled, and she collapsed right at the bottom of his steps, making his heart jump in fear as he rushed down and caught her before she hit the ground, lifting her gently into his arms as if she weighed nothing more than a whisper, carrying her inside to the warm glow of the cabin where the fire crackled softly, like an old friend trying to offer comfort. And when she slowly opened her eyes, her voice faint yet steady, she looked straight at him and whispered, "It's not a mistake." "I'm yours," leaving Cole stunned, confused and shaken to his very core, for he had never seen her before. Yet something in her voice, steady, fearless, honest, struck him like thunder rolling over the plains, pushing him to listen instead of question. And as he brought her water and a blanket, she told him her name, Ayanna, a woman who had walked through danger and miles of cold wilderness to reach him, guided only by a message she believed was sent by fate itself, explaining how a band of restless drifters had been trailing the stagecoach meant to bring Cole's bride, and when she heard talk of the ambush, she knew that innocent blood would spill unless someone intervened. So she followed the tracks through canyons and freezing nights until she reached the coach, too late to save the frightened passengers, finding only scattered belongings and the gentle letter addressed to Cole lying in the dust. And in that moment she felt something deep, like a calling, a purpose she couldn't explain, pushing her to deliver the truth to him with her own voice and her own steps, even if it meant risking everything. And as Cole listened, his chest tightening, his jaw clenching against the grief of losing someone he had hoped to build a life with, he felt no anger toward Ayanna, only gratitude that someone brave and selfless had come all the way to him when she had no reason to. And when she lifted her gaze to meet his, the firelight reflecting like stars in a still lake, she repeated softly, "It's not a mistake. I'm yours," explaining that her words didn't claim ownership but destiny, a connection she had felt the moment she saw his name on the letter, a feeling that told her their paths were meant to cross. And Cole, a man who had lived through storms, gunfire and lonely winters, felt something stir inside him, an emotion unfamiliar yet grounding, stronger than grief and deeper than hope, and he found himself stepping closer, gently holding her hand as he whispered that she was safe now, that whatever had brought her there wasn't something he would run from, for the West had taught him that life didn't follow the maps men tried to draw. It followed the trails carved by courage, kindness, and something bigger than all of them. And as the moonlight spread across the cabin floor like silver paint, Ayanna leaned her head against his shoulder, exhausted, but no longer trembling, finally feeling safe after days of danger. And Cole realized that in the quiet warmth of that moment, he wasn't thinking about the bride he had lost, but about the woman beside him, strong, mysterious, brave, and the sense that the universe had shifted his life with gentle but certain hands, guiding him toward a future he never expected but suddenly couldn't. Imagine walking away from, and as the night deepened, the fire softened, and the plains outside grew still. He silently vowed that whatever destiny was unfolding now, he would protect it, nurture it, and honor the courage of the woman who walked across the wilderness to bring truth to his doorstep. ending the night with a peace he hadn't felt in years. A peace wrapped not in certainty, but possibility, glowing like the first sunrise after a long storm. And in that beautiful silence, their story began. Two souls from different worlds, drawn together by fate, sealed by bravery, and set on a path that no force on the frontier could break.